Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Techgig webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. The topic of today's session is keeping your project on track by leveraging the baseline features of Project 2010. This is the seventh session in Microsoft Project 2010 series, which is being conducted by Mr. B. Sai Prasad, Senior Manager, Learning and Development at Cognizant Technology Solutions India Private Limited. So without further delay, I introduce you all to our guest speaker. Over to you, Mr. Sai.
Thank you. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all participants who have joined this seventh session of the Project 2010 series. So the title of this today's webcast would be on keeping your project back on track by leveraging the baseline features of Project 2010. So for those who are joining this webinar for the first time, so we have already completed 6 sessions and the recorded videos of these sessions are available in Techgig. So let's quickly look at the key takeaways of today's session. First, we'll start with how to set the initial baseline with respect to Microsoft project and how it is important in terms of updating your schedule. Followed by, we will move on to how to identify the impact of change requests as a part of your schedule and cost, and how to maintain different versions of baseline when we update a plan because of change request. So first, let's talk about facts. No project has executed as per the plan. So the plan what we initially prepare would be ideally based on the past estimates and expert judgment. But as you start executing the project as per your plan, you might come across difficulties and you might need to replan some of your activities without affecting your project finish dates or your critical path. So executing the project is more challenging than the plan what you generally created. So thinking on the same lines, there are certain common mistakes that are made by the schedulers or the Microsoft project users. One of the most common mistakes is they don't update the plan, which means the plan is kept static because they assume the plan just reflects what has been approved by the customer. The second mistake is they have more constraints and less dependencies between the activities in your project, which means whenever any of the initial activities planned gets delayed or gets completed ahead of your original estimates, the other activities may not get adjusted accordingly, which means that you have more constraints and less of dependencies. The third common mistake is they ideally update their actuals, which is their percentage complete, how much work is pending, but they don't try to revise the estimate based on the new productivity figure of their team members. So these are the general common mistakes of schedulers in terms of using Microsoft Project. But let's now talk about how these mistakes are connected with the topic what we are discussing. If you closely observe the first mistake, maybe they keep the plan static, which means that they don't have a baseline, which means they don't keep the plan up to date, which means that they will not be able to know where they stand with respect to your project execution. So let's talk about how to set the first baseline with respect to your project.